Superintendent Coleman McDonough with the Allegheny County Police. At 2 p.m. today, initial call to 911 came in as a stabbing and a sexual assault at 1800 West Street here in Homestead. At that time, and excuse me, I'm here with Chief Jeff DeSimone from the Homestead Police Department. At that time, his officers and Munhall officers responded to the facility. The facility is the Turtle Creek Valley Behavioral Health Services. Once they arrived here, they ascended to the 5th floor. They were directed by people exiting the building, where they were told there were a number of stabbing victims. They had to gain entrance to a secure facility. Once they gained entrance, they observed a male down a long hallway. The male was brandishing a handgun and a knife at the time. They began to negotiate with the individual, try to get him to put his weapons down. At one point, he put the knife down, but he continued to brandish the handgun. As these negotiations continued between Homestead officers and the actor, the Allegheny County Police SWAT team was summoned to the scene. They began to transition, to enter the building and transition with the Homestead officers. However, at the same time, 911 is receiving telephone calls from the stabbing victims, office staff, and some of the stabbing victims' families, indicating that some of them were bleeding and were in danger of bleeding out. So the urgency escalated as the situation went on. At one point, the actor continued to brandish the weapon. We knew we had to get the victims to medical aid, so 3 SWAT operators engaged the suspect, shot him. He is still alive. And that ended the incident at approximately 3:13 was when the shots were fired. The scene was secured. Allegheny County Police Homicide is investigating the shooting and the stabbings as well. Right now, no one is deceased as a result of this incident. We have 6 stabbing victims, and the actor have been transported to area hospitals. The actor is in surgery right now. Their conditions are unknown at this time. The actor has been identified as 38-year-old Dustin Johnson, and forgive me, I don't have a residence for him. He's currently in surgery. And anybody have any questions?
Any life-threatening injuries or wounds that you can tell us about?
That's to be determined. Right now, information's a little sketchy because so many hospitals are involved.
Was one of the individuals pistol-whipped?
Not to my knowledge, but that's certainly a possibility.
Can you tell us how he was able to get that knife and that gun up in this facility?
My understanding is the elevator to the offices is accessible to the public. And he is apparently, he entered the residence. Some of the staff recognized him immediately, and he began to assault staff almost immediately.
Any idea what the motivation was behind it?
No, I can't say that.
So he came in the building assaulting, stabbing them?
He did. When he came up the elevator to the 5th floor, got off the elevator and began to assault staff.
Were the 6 victims all staff?
I'm not sure on that.
Superintendent, did that pistol turn out to be a BB gun?
The pistol is a BB gun. However, it has no markings on it whatsoever. It has a flashlight mounted on it as if it was a standard handgun. And from the distance the officers and the SWAT operators were from the actor at the time the shots were fired, it certainly looks like a handgun.
Was this a pocket knife?
I would describe them as large kitchen knives.
Has your office dealt with this person before?
Not to my knowledge.
The injuries that those victims left with, were they severe? How would you describe the injuries?
I can't categorize them because of the numbers, and I just walked out. I wanted to give you something briefly now, and we'll follow up with details as the night goes on.
Were you able to say how many knives he had at this point?
I believe he had two knives and what was believed to be a handgun.
Did you have anything else on him at the time?
I don't know.
The victims, are they male, female?
I think it's a mixture. Do you know, Chief?
It's a mix, male and female.
Do you know how many different hospitals received victims?
At least 4 hospitals, local hospitals, yes. With the majority at Mercy Hospital. So.
Are there metal detectors in that building?
I don't know. Do you know that,
I
Chief?
do not know.
Okay. I just want to give you something briefly to start, and we'll continue to update you as the evening goes on.
Chief, could we confirm the spelling of the suspect's name?
Johnson, common spelling.
Okay, and that was Dustin with a D?
Dustin, yes. Okay.